Growing up, I loved watching women in film who exuded confidence. It was never about being perfect. They were just always unapologetically themselves. Now, these are of course movies, but in an era where everyone wants to be like everyone else, we can learn a thing or two from these women. Confidence starts with the mindset, and being yourself is your greatest asset.
Hey y'all, I'm Najee Campbell and welcome back to my channel. How have you guys been? Like seriously, I hope you guys have been doing so well. If you guys are new to my channel, then hey, I'm Najee and I make beauty lifestyle videos while also giving my biblical perspective on certain topics. And today, you guys, I'm going to be giving advice all on confidence and why you need confidence and why you should not be playing small or shrinking yourself down or anything like that, because if we're going to be all what God has called us to be, then guess what? We need confidence. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. As you can see, I'm barefaced, so I'm going to be doing my makeup while talking. If you guys haven't noticed, your girl has a silk press, okay? This is only like my third silk press. If you guys don't remember, I shaved my head twice. That's on my channel if you guys want to go watch that video, shaving my head video. I've shaved my head a couple times throughout the years, and I've been allowing my hair to grow back and, you know, be healthy and all of that. But your girl has been getting her silk presses and her trims, trying to make sure I take care of the health of my hair. So yeah, I'm on my like third silk press, and as you can see, she's not as silky anymore. She's not as silky. She's giving more blowout. She's giving more blowout. But that's okay. As long as she's trimmed and healthy, that's okay. But yeah, that's just like a little hair update, you guys. So just consider me like your Christian big sis. I want to share with you guys my own personal stories when it comes to my own confidence and how I've been able to build my confidence throughout the years, because make no mistake about it, it's taken a lot of work and introspective work to really figure out how can I get rid of the insecurities that I'm faced with. So today, like I said, we're going to be talking about how to be confident and stop shrinking yourself. Stop making yourself small and hiding away and, you know, not allowing your light to shine bright because you don't feel confident enough or because you feel insecure. No more of that, okay? No more. No more. Okay, so first things first. In order to build your confidence, you have to realize in some areas where you are insecure at, right? What are the areas that you feel most insecure in? Here's the thing. Everybody has something that they're not completely confident in. Everybody has something that they're not, you know, that they are insecure in. The thing that differentiates us from each other is the fact that some people allow their insecurities to stop them, and some people allow their insecurities to make them better and to grow and learn. Now, a lot of us, including me, will allow our insecurities to stop us and to stifle us, and to keep us to becoming all that we're supposed to be. If you're even following my channel, then there's a good chance that you are a person who believes that God created you for a purpose and a plan, and that there's something big over your life. Like, you're not just ordinary, right? You deep down know that you are chosen, right? But because of insecurity, you are allowing yourself to play small. You are allowing yourself to not fully develop into the person you know you're supposed to be. You shrink yourself down when it's your opportunity to actually become bigger and to show who you are on the inside. Those are the times you feel the most insecure. And it's like, why do we do that? Why do we try to hide our talent? Why do we try to hide our personality? Why do we try to hide our beauty? Why do we do the things that we do? And a lot of that comes from feeling insecure. I'm gonna go ahead and start, you know, doing my makeup while I'm talking. So when I was thinking about like insecurities, and if you guys see me looking this way, I'm looking in my mirror. So when it comes to like insecurities, right? I started thinking like, where does the insecurity stem from? If you can think about anything that you're insecure about, whether that's the way that you look, whether it's your personality, whether it's your intelligence, maybe you don't feel the smartest, whether it's a gift or a talent that you have or something that you're good at, but for some reason you're not as confident in. Where does that stem from? Where does that insecurity stem from? And for me, I had to like go back to the drawing board and try to pinpoint where are the insecurities coming from. For a long time, I was never secure in the way that I looked, the way that, you know, when I looked in the mirror, I was never sure, you know, if I liked the way that I look. If I go back in time and I try to pinpoint where does that insecurity stem from, then I can look back to childhood things, childhood like traumas that, you know, maybe made me feel insecure in the moment and things that I never dealt with. For example, like when I was younger, kids used to be so mean to me and I had no reason. There was no reason for them to be mean to me. I had one specific thing that happened where I was in kindergarten and we were all on the playground, you know, just being children. We're in literally kindergarten. So we're just being children playing around. And I remember this girl came to me. So you know how like every playground has like the big thing in the middle that has the slides to it and that you can go on. It's like the really big thing that's in the middle of the playground. And so all the kids were on that. And so I tried to get up there too, and this girl was like, no, like you can't get up here, right? And so I was like, what? And then we're literally children, but other kids started like rallying around her and telling me like, no, you can't get up here. We don't want to play with you. So yeah, all the kids were basically like, you can't get up here just because the girl said it first. And so I was just standing there. Mind you, they're on top of the huge thing in the playground and they're looking down at me. So in the moment, I'm feeling very small. I'm feeling very like, you know, first of all, I feel rejected in a sense, obviously. And so if you guys didn't know, I was born with a kind of deformity called congenital ptosis. The bone in my eyelid was not fully formed when I was born. And so it made my eye lazy, right? And so I had surgery, so it's not as prominent now. But some people don't notice it, but some people do, it doesn't matter. So, but when I was younger, it was very prominent, and it was like before I even had the surgery. So it was like really, really prominent. I had a droopy eyelid, and the girl who was leading the whole thing, she was like, and look at your eye. You have a big eye. Look at your eye. And y'all, that hurt my feelings so bad. That hurt my feelings so bad. It was because I felt like very ganged up on. And that might be the reason till this day why I don't like feeling ganged up on. And when I feel like I'm being ganged up on, I really just pop off. But that's another therapy session for me at a later date. That's not for this video. We're gonna move on. So yeah, they're picking on my lazy eye and they're telling me that they don't wanna play with me and that I can't get on, you know, the play set and all of that. So would I just go to the monkey bars? Like, I don't know if schools still have like the round monkey bars you can like sit on top. So I just sat on top of that pretty much the whole time while they were playing, and I didn't have anybody to play with. And I think that went on for some days actually. Like, I remember sitting up there a lot, and I remember my uncle working close by the school, and I would just sit up there and just daydream and just like, you know, wish maybe my uncle would pass by, and like, I don't know, that's kind of sad. The heck? Anyway, that's really sad, right? And you know what? I'm about to start my period. So that's why I'm feeling like I want to cry a little bit, but I'm not gonna cry. Anyway, so feelings of insecurity, whether it came to my eye, or whether it came to, you know, feeling like, you know, people don't want to be around me and all of that type of stuff. Those insecurities stem from that. So if you can go back to your childhood and remember moments of where you felt the most insecure or just not accepted or something like that, then I feel like that's where it also stems from. And then too, as I grew up and, you know, middle school, high school, I used to get picked on a lot for having dark skin, which that's a universal story. That's not just my story. There's many of dark skin women who in their childhood, they were picked on for their skin tone, you know, getting called things like blackie, and you know, when people would turn off the lights, like, where'd Najee go? Just stupid stuff like that. At the time, that really used to hurt me the most. Like, I used to get really like really upset about that. That story really is a universal story when it comes to darker skinned women. That's not me, you know, saying that it's okay or anything like that. But I think once I got older and realized that a lot of girls go through that, especially when they're dark skinned, I think I started to learn to accept myself more and realize that, hey, it's not me per se, it's these people with their twisted ideology and things that have been passed down from generation to generation, and their colorist ways that are making them say these things to me. It's not because I'm ugly. It's not because my skin tone is ugly. It's not me. It's literally them. It's not me. What they're saying has nothing to do with me. What they're saying has been passed down to them from generations and generations, and that should not be a reflection of how I feel about myself. So those are just a few moments that I feel like some of my insecurities stem from. Do you think there's a root to why you don't feel as confident, is what I'm saying? And a lot of that can be tracked down to childhood. Are you going to allow your insecurities to stop you, or are you going to allow your insecurities to grow you and to make you into the person who you're supposed to be? When you allow your insecurities to stop you, most of the time you're shrinking yourself down. Most of the time you're making yourself smaller so that no one will notice you and no one will see, you know, so that no one can perceive you or anything like that. But that's crazy. It reminds me in the Bible, the parable about, you know, the talents, and how the master gave X amount of talents to one person, to another person he gave another amount of talents, and to the other person he gave one talent. And the person with the least amount of talent took his talent and hid it in the earth. And when the master came back, he was like, well, master, I knew you were a harsh man, so I took my talent and I hid it in the earth so that when you came, I'll just give it back to you. And the master was like, no, what I wanted you to do is go and invest your talent, and instead what you did is you hid your talent. And I think we can all reflect back to our own personal life. What is it that God has given you that you're supposed to be sharing with the world, or that you're supposed to be doing or walking in your purpose, but you're so busy trying to hide it? You're so busy being so insecure that you never produce what it is that God has inside of you. That's the same as the parable of the man hiding his talent. Stop hiding your beauty. Stop hiding your gifts. Stop hiding your personality. Stop hiding these things because you feel like, well, if I just play small, maybe no one will see me. The thing about God is, no matter how much you try to hide, because you're chosen and because there's a light on the inside of you, you're always going to be pushed to the forefront, regardless. Even if you try to hide, people are going to still notice you and people are still going to see you. Therefore, you might as well be confident, right? When you're confident, you're able to accomplish things. You're able to be fulfilled and satisfied with what you're doing. And you literally only have one life to live. Why are you spending your life being so insecure? But if Jesus literally died for you to live, how dare you waste your life? Even with struggling with insecurities, there's a verse that says that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. How wonderful are your works, Lord. I know them full well. I know them full well, period. They was like, I know I look good. No, I don't know if David actually said it. Let me not put words in David's mouth. But David's like, I know how good your craftsmanship is just off of the simple fact that you created me. We all should feel that way about ourselves. But genuinely, how can God use you if you're constantly hiding? If you're always afraid to put yourself out there? If you're always worried about what other people are going to say about you, what they're going to think about you? You know, what if I fail? What if I fail? What if it's not as good as I thought it was going to be? all of these insecurities like to come out in the forefront when it's time for you to walk in purpose. A lot of you try to dim your light so that other people can shine because you're so afraid to shine brightly yourself, not knowing that you're like a city on a hill. You can't take a light and hide it under a basket, sweetie. Eventually you're going to shine bright, okay? Regardless, you're going to shine bright. So this is what you need to start doing. You need to start speaking positively over yourself. A lot of the times we're constantly speaking negativity over ourselves. What about your thoughts? The Bible says, whatsoever a man thinketh, so is he. If you're constantly saying you're so stupid, you're so dumb, why would you make this decision? Why would you do that? You're so stupid, you're so dumb. Then guess what? Your mind is going to start believing that you're actually stupid and dumb, and you're going to start speaking those things over yourself. So then, so be it. So be it. Whatever it is that you're saying, whatever it is that you're thinking about yourself, so be it. Like I said, whatever a man thinketh, so is he. What you're thinking in your mind about yourself is what you become. So if you're constantly thinking negative things about you, you're looking in the mirror, oh my God, you're saying you're so ugly, you're so this, like you wish you looked better, you wish you didn't look like this, you wish you didn't look like that, then so be it. That's what you'll have. You'll feel that way, right? If you're constantly saying that you can't accomplish anything and everything you do fails, then so be it. There's power of life and death in the tongue. So what you're constantly speaking and thinking about yourself is what you will eventually become. But guys, if you flip the script and you speak positive things over yourself, like, oh my gosh, I'm so beautiful. I'm so beautiful. When I look in the mirror, I see someone who's just gorgeous, someone whose smile is just so radiant. Then guess what? So be it. Every time you look in that mirror, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see someone who's gorgeous. You're going to see someone whose smile is so radiant. If you say, oh my gosh, I am so smart, like I am so intelligent, then so be it. You're going to feel that way. You're going to be confident in your intelligence. You're going to be confident in the way that you speak. So be it. If you say, oh my gosh, I love my body, I love it, my dump truck is looking phenomenal, okay? Everything is sitting how it's supposed to sit. I love it. Oh my God. Then so be it. You're going to look in the mirror and see a beautiful body. You're going to love your body. But it all starts up here. And honestly, there are so many people who can speak so much negativity on you. That's why it's important that you're speaking positive things over yourself, right? Because if people are saying negative things about you, you're going to be quick to believe it if you're also saying negative things about you. But you have to treat yourself like you're your very best friend, right? You can't just speak about yourself any kind of way. I don't even care what you said about yourself in the past. What do you say about yourself now? So I don't know what you're doing right now. If you have a piece of paper or your phone, I want you to write down 4 things that you love about you. 4 traits, 4 things, 4 whatever characteristics that you love about yourself. I'll go first. Number 1, I love my beauty. I love how beautiful I am. I think I'm gorgeous. Did I always feel that way? No. But the past is the past. We're moving on. The past is the past. We're moving on. I think I am beautiful. I love my skin tone. It's rich. It's chocolate. It's melanin. I love when I'm glowing. I love those things about me. Number 2, I think I am very funny, okay? I think I am hilarious. Sometimes I'll just be sitting alone by myself and I'll be cracking up. And I know people, you know, when they say that they're funny, usually they're not, but no guys, I'm actually hilarious, okay? And I love that trait about me. I love the fact that I'm funny. I love that I grew into I have a personality, right? 1, because I'm from the South and everybody from the South is hilarious. I don't know, I crack up at my own jokes and I like making people laugh. 3 is because I'm black and I'm sorry, but we're a funny race. We're hilarious, right? And I come from a very funny Southern Black family. So of course I'm funny, right? Nobody can take that from me because I'm confident in that. Number 3, I love the way I love. I love the way I show love to the people that I care about. I love the way I love. I love my heart. I love the way I'm protective over people. I love the way I cherish people and want to see them be better and grow. I love that part about me. And yes, when I was younger and things like that, people used to definitely take advantage of, my heart. But that doesn't mean I should stop being myself just because people have taken advantage of that. If anything, that means I need to be more of myself and love that part of me. I love how passionate I am. You guys can tell even when I talk, I get very passionate very easily. I'm a very passionate person, right? And so I'm passionate in the way I do everything, the way I love people, the way I talk, the way I carry myself. I'm a very passionate individual. Therefore, I'm confident in my passion. I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident in the way that I do things. One thing about me, I'm a very persistent and diligent person. Now, am I always consistent in things? No. But I'm the type of person, when I put my mind to something, there is nothing that can stop me from getting that thing. If I want something bad enough, I will have it. And that's something that I'm confident in. I'm so confident in my passion that when I want something, I go after it and I don't stop until I get it. But first I gotta want it. And it just be something I just don't want. So that's that. Those are 4 things that I'm confident in, that I love about myself. So you need to be writing down 4 things that you love about yourself. You need to see the things that you're good at. You need to see the good qualities about you and not always reflecting on the negative things. I'm just gonna do like a little wing liner and add lashes and some blush. Never ever dim your light for anyone. Not for friends, not for family, not for a boyfriend, not for a job, nothing. Because I've had moments where, God will be doing things in my life and I shrink down because I don't want to seem like I'm better than anyone, or I think that I'm better than anyone. That used to be an insecurity for me growing up as well. Like, people used to say, oh my God, you think you're all that. So I would often try to dim myself down, not let my light be so bright, because I didn't want anyone to think that I'm better than them. Honestly, if you're the type of person that's like, she thinks she better than, no honey, that means you think she's better than you. That doesn't necessarily mean she's thinking it. And so that's crazy to me. I've never once looked at somebody and said, oh, they think they're better than me. Because that's also saying, honey, you think they're better than you. That's a double entendre, babes. You think that they're better than you. You're saying one thing, but you're meaning the other. God has instilled just as much beauty and grace in that person as he has in you. And you have to be confident in the fact that you are fearfully and wonderfully made as well. Even think back to Esther, right? Esther never hid her beauty. If anything, Esther's beauty is what helped her save her entire nation. So if you want to shrink and make yourself small, you don't know what it is that God wants to do. How can God use you if you're constantly hiding yourself? That makes no sense. Honestly, it's giving big sis vibes. It's giving big sis lecture. Big sis lecture. I think I'm gonna add lashes. Okay guys, so I just added some lashes and some blush. Moral of the story is, being confident starts with here, your thought life, your heart. Whatever it is that you continue to think about yourself, that's what you're going to become. So make sure you are practicing speaking positive things over yourself. Just the way you heard me speak those 4 things that I love about myself, you need to figure out what those 4 things are for you and speak that over yourself constantly. Be confident, guys, and do not shrink yourself down for anyone. Do not hide who you are, because God made you exactly who you need to be. All right, y'all, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys like my quick little everyday makeup routine. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want more Christian big sis advice like this, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.